Barcelona are in the finals of the Spanish Super Cup and will be playing on Sunday against Real Madrid or Mallorca. Whoever wins tomorrow between the two teams will be facing Barcelona tomorrow. They beat Bilbao in a game which was very, very interesting for many different reasons. The lineup of Barcelona, the match itself, the goals itself, the storylines in the second half, and much more to talk about. Of course, we'll talk about everything. Don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. We're getting close to 50,000. And of course, comment your own thoughts on what you thought about the game and some of the refereeing decisions. Listen, Barcelona played with a lineup which they've been playing all season, except for two players, and that being Szczęsny starting for the first time, of course, beside the Copa del Rey game a couple of days ago, and Gavi starting as a 10. As for Bilbao, they started with a lineup without two of the best players in Nico Williams and Sanse. And you could clearly tell within the first 20 to 25 minutes that Bilbao lacked that cutting edge. Bilbao lacked that someone that can create difference for them. Because the first 25 minutes, Barcelona had full control of the game. They regained control. The first 10, 15 minutes, they should have scored 2 goals. Rafinha had a chance from a Koundé pass. Lamine Yamal, literally the first attack of the game, started by Lamine Yamal passing to Koundé with a great first-time pass. Both got saved by Unai Simon, except for, of course, Rafinha's. It went over the bar. But then Barcelona scored the first goal. Great goal, in my opinion. Great team goal. Rafinha did very, very well to pretty much keep that possession still in plays. Passes to Pedro. Pedro's pass to Balde. I thought it was a bit overcooked. I thought it was a bit too much too far. But it wasn't. Great delivery, back pass. And Gavi finishes it with his first time finish. 1-0 to Barcelona. And then, of course, the first half. After that, Barcelona had another chance with Lamine Yamal. But after the chance, it felt like Barcelona just lost control of the whole game. They lost control of the midfield, and Bilbao was the better team towards the end of the first half. Couple chances from Inaki Williams, couple chances from the striker Gredz Guza, whatever his name is, and from Barenka, of course, the left winger. But it wasn't enough, and it was 1-0 to Barcelona in the first half. The second half started with Barcelona being a bit better in terms of the final third, a bit more control. And of course, to score the second goal with Lamine Yamal scoring with a great finish, and a bit bad defending by Paredes, the centre back. Because, bro, if you see Lamine Yamal, he fell down, which he tried to get a foul, didn't get a foul, didn't get the whistle. He was still on the ground. Why is it when Lamine Yamal is on the ground, the two centre backs are not pushing up? They're not pushing up to make sure this guy is onside. Sorry, it's offside. Why aren't they pushing the high line a bit forward? Especially when someone is down. So it makes it easier for you to push up. They didn't push up, and Lamine Yamal, the moment he went up, Gavi found him. Pretty much great first turn to get himself out of pressure in terms of, because of course Paredes was on him. And of course he's quicker than Paredes, faster than Paredes. Managed to score a second goal, and it was 2-0. After that, the last pretty much 20-25 minutes, Barcelona became a lot more complacent, something which we've seen them do quite often over the past month and a half, where when they get a lead, they love to overcomplicate things. They like to be a bit more sloppy, a bit more complacent, which is what they did. Frankie came on, and then they conceded a goal initially, which was called offside. Of when Nico Williams came on, he created a massive difference, of course, him being the spark, the creative outlet for Bilbao. Created the chance for DeMarcus, which got, of course, disallowed. But the second goal. Let's talk about the second goal. Let's talk about the second goal, boys and girls, because I know you guys are not going to be honest. But please be honest. Please don't lie to yourself. Please don't tell me it's bro, that's nothing wrong, X, Y, and Z, this and that. Bro, let's just be honest for a second. That second goal was not offside. When Frankie came on, and again, whenever Frankie came on, the game changes, not for the good of Barcelona, but for the worse of Barcelona. When he came on, and that pass, bro, it did not get deflected. And usually, let's say for argument's sake it did. Let's say for argument's sake maybe it touched the shin of Nico Williams. Bro, we've seen those goals happen before. When a touch is being made, which is not intentional, which is not an attempt to pass the ball, when a touch is being made, usually those are not given as offside. They're not given as offside because it's an intentional touch. Nico Williams should have never been goal disallowed for that second goal. Because that second goal came at the 85th, 86th minute. So the game would have changed. The game would have changed for the good. And it would have been a bit more interesting, especially in that second half, of what would have happened. But they called it offside. A bit. To be fair, for me, is a wrong decision. For me, it's a bad decision. But it is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much. I'm not going to say, okay, it had a massive impact on the game, because it didn't. Let's say it was 2-1. It's Bilbao still losing. But like I said, it just gives an impression that whenever Barcelona is doing well, they start well, they become complacent. The complacency kicks in. The sloppiness kicks in. And that's what happened in this game. But listen, let's talk about the lineup. Let's talk about my best three players of the game and the three most disappointing players of the game. Let's talk about it. This is, of course, the lineup which they put forward, yeah? For me. Again, I'm not a fan. You guys, I mean, if you guys have watched my content, you guys will understand I'm not a massive fan of like rating apps and X, Y, and Z. I like to give my ratings determined of what I see with my own two eyes. My eyes is the witness of the game. I don't like to get influenced by rating apps because you guys already know. Most of the time, the rating apps, the rating scores, they get it absolute inaccurate. My best three players of the game. One, for me, Szczesny had a good game. Man of the match is a bit maybe too far, but he had a very good game. Made very good saves. I think he dealt with the crosses very, very well. Whether that is aerially or on the ground, he dealt with it with great confidence. And I think it's a sign. I think Hansi Flick will look at it and say to himself, yo, I might start you a bit more often. I must start you more. And I might see you more going forward. So that's one. Secondly, I'm looking at, for me, someone who had a very good game is, of course, Gavi. Goal and assist, but it's not just a goal and assist. I think it's just him a bit more influence in that midfield. I think when he went off, you could see when Frankie came on, it looked a bit different. And I think he had a good game. Another person who had a good game is Koundé, because when Berankua didn't smell a single chance against Koundé, and even when Nico Williams came on, Nico Williams' best moments and Nico Williams' best chances when he did create, when he did make those runs, it came when Koundé wasn't the one marking him. Nico Williams, I know this is not Nico Williams, but he went centrally for those chances. As of now, the worst, not the worst performance, but the players who didn't perform the best, Lewa being one of them. I think it's a bit concerning now for Barcelona fans looking at Lewa, because the last month and a half, you've seen a bit of a decline. Very, very big difference between how Lewa was beginning of the season to how Lewa is now the last month and a half for Barcelona. Another person who I didn't think had a massive game, had a massive great impact was, of course, Inargu and Lamine and Gavi. You could see, of course, I know he scored. I know the rating, of course, will push that rating app, but I think he lost the ball a couple times. But you could see he wasn't healthy, he wasn't fit, and you could see that he was still injured and he was still carrying a knock from, of course, he's not fully healthy. But listen, they win, and this means Barcelona are now in the final. They're in the final and they're going to be facing either a Real Madrid and a Barcelona. A repeat of what happened, of course, last year. Potential repeat of what happened last year when Real Madrid beat Barcelona with a hat-trick from Vinny Jr. Can it happen again? I think it could, most likely it will happen. I think the final between those two teams will most likely happen. What will happen this time around, I think it will be different. I think, of course, the last time both these two played, Barcelona beat us 4-0. Barca beat us 4-0 at our home ground. But I think this time around is a bit different. I don't think Barca's, of course, the same team as they were back in October, and Real Madrid is not the same team they were back in October. I think both teams, one team has become worse and one team has slightly become better because the players around in the team are now showing up, a lot more of them. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Couple, for me, 3 takeaways to take away from this game. One being, of course, Dani Olmo is now back for the game against Barcelona. Sorry, the game against Real Madrid. The Spanish court, has allowed Dani Olmo to play this game and the next game in the Super Cup. And after that, of course, the trial case is still going on. Secondly, is of course Szczesny. I do think Szczesny will be seen as now someone that will be starting over Inaki Peña. I think when I watched Barcelona now under Szczesny, whenever Szczesny had 2 moments which looked a bit sus. He had 2 moments that looked a bit sus when he was a bit too eager and he tried to sweep, he tried to go a bit forward and the ball went over him. Twice it happened. But most importantly, I look at one thing and one thing only, and that is whether Barcelona, whether Barcelona will sign a striker for this Jan. Because, of course, Pau Victor will be called tomorrow. For the game against Madrid. After that, he's not going to be called. So Barcelona don't really have a backup striker to Liwa. Besides Ferran Torres. But are you going to be playing? Are you going to play Ferran Torres as a striker? As a backup striker in 2025? So the question for Barcelona, and this is a question to everyone in the comments. Put what your responses are in the comments. Who would you guys get for this Jan? And please keep it reasonable. Please keep it sensible. Don't give me an unreasonable attempt. Don't tell me, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Please be as reasonable as possible. Because don't say Isaac's not going to come. Don't say John Durant, because I don't see John Durant coming. Don't say Gakura, because none of these 3 players will be coming in Jan. Give me a reasonable option on who you guys would get. And if you would rather get a big player in summer, who would it be out of those 3 players which I just mentioned? John Durant, Isaac. Isaac is mission impossible because he will cost you 150 million. Or would it be Gakurias? Or would it be Haaland? Would you guys wait for Haaland for 2026? Let me know what you guys will do down in the comments. But, of course, don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And I will see you with another watch-along tomorrow. And potentially a Real Madrid, Barcelona watch-along on Sunday at 7 p.m. The last time I did a watch-along for Barcelona Madrid, it didn't go well. It did not go well. We lost 4-0. But I think this time around, we might see a different story.